Hello, and welcome to Homer for Sunday, June 29th, 2025. Today, we will be reading from lines 210 down to 228 in Book 11 of the Iliad. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope you enjoy this introduction of Iphidamas as he fights against Agamemnon. When she had thus spoken, swift-footed Eris departed, and Hector leapt in his armor from his chariot to the ground, and brandishing his two sharp spears, went everywhere throughout the host, urging them to fight, and roused the dread din of battle. So they rallied and took their stand with their faces toward the Achaeans, and the Argives over against them made strong their battalions. And the battle was set in array, and they stood over against each other, and among them Agamemnon rushed forth the first, and was minded to fight far in advance of all. Tell me now, ye muses that have dwellings on Olympus, who it was that first came to face Agamemnon, either of the Trojans themselves or of their famed allies. It was Iphidamas, son of Antenor, a valiant man and tall that was nurtured in deep-soiled Thrace, mother of flocks, and Chryseis reared him in his house while he was yet but a little child, even his mother's father, that begat fair-cheeked Theano. But when he came to the measure of glorious youth, he sought to keep him there, and offered him his own daughter. Howbeit a bridegroom newly wed, forth from his bridal chamber he went after the rumor of the coming of the Achaeans, with 12 beaked ships that followed him. Let's sing it. Hey menaro se pusa bebe podoso ke airis. Hector dexocheon sun teocasina autocomas dei. Palon doxeadur racetas totono ketapante. Otrunon macesas taeger de fuolopinainen. Hoi de la lichtes san caenantioiest anacaion. Argeioi etoroth na cartunan to falangas. Artunte de majestan dantioien Agamemnon. Protosorus et elende polu pro majestae panton. Aspeta nun moi musoi Olympia domo tacusai. Ostiste protos Agamemnonos antion authen. Eoton troon cleiton epicoron. Iphidamas antenorides uoste megaste. Ostrafe entrece epibola metteri melon. Kisseiston ja threpset on moisen in chuotone onda. Metropator hostikte anno calipareron. Autara perre beseri kuode osiekto metron. Autua min kateruoka di duoge tuoga teren. Emas dekta la moi ometa kleos iekete kaion. Suon duo kai deka nausi koroa nisinai oi oponto. Amazing. Okay, yes, when he reached the measure of full youth. Very interesting. Where is it? Up here. Metronhikan. Where is it? Yes. Erikul deos hiketometron, right? Oh, very interesting. What does this mean? So metron is also when we say man is the measure of all things. That quote is man is the metron of all things, just so you know. It's sort of yardstick, measuring device, measure in general. Erikoudeos, right? High renowned, right? I guess that's translated as very famous and glorious, right? Edi is high, and then kudeos is, kudos, so it's renown. Epehebes edi kudeos hiketometron. It's kind of tragic, right? Like, there's a sense of, well, okay, there's two things we need to talk about here, which is this, the first one leads into the second one, which I was about to get to, which is the hiketometron, the coming of age and leaving to go fight for the fight against the Achaeans. And that's these three lines here. Espeta nun mun moisa olympia domatakusai, right? The Iliad does this a lot, where it's like, tell me muses, and it'll say, tell me muses in the middle of passages. And I wonder what the actual constructive telos was of these sort of like, redoubled addressals of the muses, right? Like, worth looking up. I'll look it up and I'll see what's going on here. But it's like we started the poem again. Tell me, O muses, right? Except here it is. It's like, within the Iliad, there's like another miniature great story to be told about the first person to stand up to Agamemnon in this unstoppable rage of his Aristeia. And that is Iphidamas, right? And Iphidamas, so tragically, right? Iphidamas has this beautiful wife, right, that like his grandfather sets him up with, right? And very tragically, even though, he's raised, and he's a, beautiful man, Megas, you know what I mean? Like Aus, right? Aus and Megas, right? Good, brave, and noble, right? He's a good guy, you know what I mean? This is a good man. He's got a wife, right? And the first thing he wants to do is he wants to go after Kleos, right? They translate that here as rumor, but it can also just be fame, right? The coming of the Achaeans and the fame that all that entails, right? He leaves the marriage chamber, which is, I don't know, it's kind of sad, right? But, we'll see if it works out for him against Agamemnon. Anyway, it's just worth, saying, like, maybe that affects the gravity of the introduction of him. Is, his sort of story is, in and of itself, epic in a way, you know what I mean? Like, you decide to leave home to like go fight a war, just as you turn into a man, right? And you get your wife. Everything's set up for you in life, but you just have to go off to war and fight on behalf of the Trojans against the Achaeans. This is a story of many people in this poem. Anyway, we'll hear more about Iphidamas tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.